And speaking of confidence, before we end this podcast, Lepore, I want to have a quick chat about someone who doesn't seem to have any confidence right now, despite winning yesterday, and that's Jack Campbell.
Oh.
It seems like he's just not the same guy from the beginning of the season. And I mentioned that soft goal he let in on the shot from Jared McCann. And you just look at Campbell's last 16 games. The record's fine, 10-3-2, but he has an 894 save percentage and a 3.19 GAA. So this dude, again, despite getting the win against Seattle on Monday night, I still think he's having some issues both with his play and with his confidence.
Yeah, you can see it. I mean, everyone loves Jack Campbell because he seems like a very positive guy. And before, you could really see it on the ice. I mean, you could see him with his teammates, the fist pumps, he make a save, cover the puck, and then give his defenseman a tab, good job. You could see he was saying something. So it was very clear that he was a guy feeling good, and a big part. And because of that, and other reasons, he was at the top of his game. Now, even beyond pucks going in, that sort of body language is not there. It's just not. And how we just said how Marner maybe spoke to the right person to get his confidence up. Maybe Campbell needs the same thing to get his confidence back to where it was before. But who knows? I mean, I have a lot of different theories. I mean, this guy had questions about being a starting goalie a few months back, and then he was named an all-star. He's been put on the short list for the Vezina Trophy. There's all this talk about a huge contract, and that's a lot to deal with. So maybe that's what's hurting him. There's just too much on his mind. His expectations for himself are just too high now, and he's overthinking things. But it's cause for concern, because like the way I see it, Bruno, is all these past years, if we had to circle one thing that would be the downfall of the Toronto Maple Leafs in the playoffs, it would have been the defensive play. Ironically, how we couldn't score last playoffs. But this year, it's the goaltending. That's the thing you can circle that you're like, that's the Achilles heel. If the Leafs goalie plays well, this team can go on a run. But if not, and we've talked about it before, the goalies who are in the Eastern Conference, average play is not going to be good enough. So I'm freaking out a little bit about that goaltending situation. One thing, though, it makes it more interesting because I'm not going to say, his numbers are going to continue to decline. I mean, they're still very good numbers, and we'll see where he finishes the season. But with the contract situation, I mean, who knows? Like, maybe the Leafs were offering something before and now they will not be. So, I mean, blame him, blame his agent, who knows? But kind of like how I said with the McDavid and Draisaitl thing, it'll be interesting just to watch how that plays out. It'll be very interesting to see how the Campbell situation now stands out. Because a few months ago, Bruno, if someone said Campbell's going to walk in free agency, we would have been pissed. And it's not that he's been like absolutely egregious, but we'd accept it now. We'd be like, yeah, it is what it is and whatever. So
yeah, he gave us a strong couple of years,
yeah,
at a very nice number on the cap. And now good for him. He's going to go chase some money and we'll figure out the goaltending situation.
Exactly.
But looking at it now, and especially with the way Peter Mrazek's playing, he's been bad too. And I know people have talked about, Peter Mrazek's like last 4 starts are actually pretty good. But you look at his overall numbers right now, 9 games, he has an 899 save percentage and a 2.95 GAA. So both of the goalies right now do not have a lot of confidence whatsoever. And neither of them are playing well. And again, that could change over the next 35, 40 games leading into the playoffs. And you hope that Jack Campbell's your guy. But like you said, Lepore, I think I'm worried right now as well, because you look at this team across the board, that is the Achilles heel. If they're going to fail to get the job done again in the playoffs right now, and again, things could change, but it looks like right now it will be goaltending that will lead to their downfall, because the Leafs are putting pucks in the net. They're one of the highest scoring teams in the league over the last, you can go back over the last month, 2 months, 3 months. They are scoring no problem. The power play, number 1 in the league. One of the greatest power plays in NHL history right now.
4th right now. I saw that stat. 4th best power play ever.
The power play has been insane. Even the penalty kill. Right now, the Leafs are 6th in the NHL in penalty kill percentage. And going back to last week, they were 3rd in the league in penalty kill. So you have essentially a top 5 special teams unit. Defensively, the Leafs have been good. They're 7th right now in goals against per game. And again, some of that is because Jack Campbell was amazing at the start of the season. But right now, it's the goaltending, man. And I am definitely a little bit concerned.